The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, we talk crime. 3 people are behind bars in Benton County accused of pointing a gun at a driver. All 3 face assault charges. And in Yakima County, a 48-year-old has pleaded guilty to stealing an estimated $1,500 in goods from a Fred Meyer, allegedly part of an organized crime ring. We'll have all those details. Plus, we catch up with the owner of Maddox Dog Training Academy, who donated a therapy dog to West Richland PD to be a resource for officers and the community. And she says she wants to get more therapy dogs out there. And the Yakima Nation is looking to raise awareness of missing and murdered Indigenous people, inviting residents to participate in a walk for solidarity. But that's just one of 2 events they have planned. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, the trend of gorgeous days continues for day 2. Yeah, it was a lovely day yesterday. Are we expecting to see another lovely day today before that stark contrast of that rain tomorrow?
Yeah, as we go into the weekend, we are going to see dramatic changes, but today is going to be an awesome day of weather. Temperatures warmer today than yesterday. Plenty of sunshine to be had. In fact, many of us will actually see daytime highs rise to above average readings. We haven't been able to say that much at all over the past several days. As we are waking up this morning in Yakima, you can already see the sky starting to turn a little bit of a bluish color because the sun is starting to come up. Of course, days are pretty long this time of year. It is still a chilly morning in Yakima, sitting at 35 degrees. Now, as we go later into the day today and into this evening, clouds are going to start to increase, and that is going to be the sign of things to come. So here's a look at your weather headlines. We are going to see sunny skies and very pleasant weather conditions on this Friday. This weekend is going to be wet and cool. Also this weekend, there will be periods of breezy winds. We will talk about all of these weather headlines coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Benton County. 3 people there were arrested on assault charges, accused of pointing guns at a driver before taking off. This is a picture of the end of the ordeal. Benton County Sheriff's deputies say they got a call that multiple people pointed guns at a driver along King Toll Road near Crosby. Eventually, the vehicle and suspects were found and pulled over. Deputies booked them on second-degree assault charges. 48-year-old Jennifer Sue Kemp from Sela pleaded guilty to second-degree theft after being part of an organized crime ring that stole from Ellensburg's Fred Meyer store during the 2022 Christmas period. A store employee had seen Kemp leaving the Fred Meyer on Christmas Eve with a cart full of items that had not been paid for. The employee also observed Kemp's car was loaded with other items, but Kemp fled the scene in her vehicle when confronted in the store parking lot. Following a review of security footage, the Fred Meyer store estimated the value of the stolen goods was over $1,500. Following Kemp's guilty plea, sentencing will follow on June 14th, where a custodial sentence is likely. And 3 people are in the hospital after a crash Thursday night. Mauricio Alvarado and Eulogio Garcia were both traveling eastbound on I-82 just north of Toppenish. Police say Mauricio was traveling at a high rate of speed, and that's when he hit Eulogio's vehicle. Both cars had passengers that were taken to the hospital. Eulogio was also taken to the hospital. This is an ongoing investigation, and we'll keep you updated as more information becomes available. And it's been a little more than a week since the deadly shooting at Wiley Elementary in West Richland. And as the community continues to recover from the tragedy, local organizations behind the scenes are helping with the healing process. One such organization, Maddox Dog Training Academy in Eltopia, who donated Canine Polar, a therapy dog, to the West Richland Police Department to be used for helping officers and members of the community. Mary Maddox, who started the training academy in 2018, tells us she wants to see more of her therapy dogs help students deal with trauma and has been overjoyed by the feedback.
What we're working towards is getting therapy dogs into some of these schools, whether it's through counselors or therapists or teachers, and we know this works. I don't care who does it, whether it was me or somebody else, doesn't matter who did it, it's just, it got done and look what's happening, and to hear that feedback and know that this is going to help these guys, because this isn't just what happened that day. This is going to live with them for the rest of their lives.
Maddox, who also runs the nonprofit organization Peace Service Warriors, which provides therapy dogs to veterans with PTSD, says she hopes additional pet raisers can volunteer so more therapy dogs can be put into the community. A new agritourism venue is being proposed out in Moxie. The proposal would allow for the use of a lavender farm, alfalfa fields, apple trees, as well as a 5,000 square foot hay barn. The barn would serve as an insulated indoor event facility for classes, weddings, and other events. Also planned near the venue is a 6-foot high fence and 38 parking spaces and willow trees along part of the property's perimeter, according to the written application for the proposal. There's no word yet, though, on when construction will begin or when the venue may open. And happening this weekend, the Yakima Nation is hosting the first of 2 upcoming events to raise awareness for the plight of missing and murdered Indigenous people. This Sunday, May 5th, the Regalia, a missing and murdered Indigenous awareness walk and stand for justice, will invite anyone from the community to walk in solidarity from the Yakima Heritage Cultural Center to the Yakima Art in Toppenish. The walk will be preceded at 1 p.m. with a poster-making art event and a T-shirt giveaway. The walk will set off at 2 p.m. and following the walk, the family of Adrian Jackson Jr. will tell their story during an open mic session, with events culminating at 3:30 p.m. with a sidewalk stand for justice. A second event will be held Tuesday, May 7th at the Legends Casino Event Center when the Yakima Nation will hold a symposium. Now, Jefferson, let's talk weather here, because today is the last kind of gorgeous day for the next few ones before people, when all the free time comes, we don't get anything. We have not good weather. Yeah, this weekend is going to be turning rather damp. In Yakima, Saturday is going to be the wetter of the 2 days. In the Tri-Cities, Sunday is going to be the wetter of the 2 days. But even on Saturday and Sunday, everybody is at least going to have a chance of showers. It doesn't matter where you live. So if you like the sunshine, if you like the warmth, today is going to be the day to get outdoors. You can see those temperatures on your screen, very inviting. Many of us getting into the 70s today. Sunshine for everyone, but then again, there is a storm system coming. There is a disturbance coming. We will talk more about that straight ahead. Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:07. Coming up on KEPR this morning, some state news. Defense attorneys for those facing charges stemming from that January protest on I-5 say social media posts are not enough to connect some of the defendants to that protest, calling some of it cherry picking. We'll dive into that and some regional news after the break, but later in the show, national news. Another whistleblower linked to air travel has died suddenly due to a serious infection. He claimed he was fired from his company for flagging significant quality issues and testified in a lawsuit against the company. His death comes less than 2 months after a Boeing whistleblower was found dead. That's just a glimpse of what's ahead here on Action News. Stay with us. We'll be back with more news and weather. Welcome back, everybody. In state news, defense attorneys are raising doubts about the investigation of a protest that shut down I-5. In court, the attorneys said social media posts were insufficient to connect some of the defendants to the protest that closed down the highway for hours. You may remember the protest that made headlines on January 6th as tens of thousands of drivers were stuck in backups. This was part of an action by pro-Palestinian protesters who occupied I-5 for the better part of 4 hours on a Saturday afternoon. They eventually left on their own, but State Patrol investigators scoured social media and used photos from the protest to bring charges against 6 people.
Pretty much lumping everyone together, and then afterwards law enforcement pretty much reviewing social media, finding Mr. Samad, essentially cherry-picking him and other individuals to appear in his calendar today.
All 6 were charged with disorderly conduct, and 5 of those 6 are charged with criminal trespass. Defense attorneys argued the evidence was insufficient and said Twitter posts cited in court documents were the basis for the State Patrol alleging these suspects were involved in the protest. In regional news this morning, it was a different scene yesterday at Portland State University's library. Portland police in riot gear encountered barricades, tents, and homemade weapons as they cleared the building of protesters. Police arrested 22 people and say only 4 were students at this Portland State. K2's Tanvi Varma spoke to students and has the latest.
Day 3 of campus being shut down due to protesters occupying the Millar Library. Thursday, students watching as Portland police vacated the library, chasing out protesters and arresting many.
I think there's a way to do things and a way not to do things, and when you impede everybody's life and then go and destroy public property, that you're going to alienate people that you hoped might join your cause.
Things changing swiftly. One moment protesters are vacated, and another moment they've reoccupied the library only to see police return and clear the building a second time. PSU President Ann Cudd saying most within the university are eager to return to class, to work, and to being together on campus and community.
It would be nice just to get back to normal.
But some feel uneasy. On Wednesday, we spoke with a Jewish student who wanted to stay anonymous for their own safety. They told us that they felt scared to return to school because they felt that some of the protesters' signs and rhetoric were offensive to Jewish people. And they want to see the university do more.
I want them to condemn anti-Semitism. I want them to recognize that there are still hostages that are held there. And I want them to recognize that students don't feel safe and take action on that.
We reached out to PSU about this concern, and they sent us a statement reading in part, "We do and have absolutely condemned anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism and anti-Arab hate have no place on our campus." Adding, "We have been partnering with PDX Hillel and our own Judaic Studies department on programming and safe spaces for Jewish students. We support free speech, but draw the line at harassment and intimidation."
Now, 2 officers sustained minor injuries during confrontations with the protesters. PSU says as of now, they plan to reopen the campus later today. Jefferson?
We're going into our first weekend of May, so if you want to break out that grill, well, I might have some bad news for you. Let's take a look at the grilling forecast for this weekend. In Yakima, looking at sunny skies today with upper 60s to low 70s, mid 60s, and rainfall all day long on Saturday, and we will hold on to a chance of showers in upper 50s to low 60s on Sunday. In the Tri-Cities, look for highs in the low to mid 70s with all of that sunshine today. Rain showers increase throughout the day tomorrow, and then Sunday is trending very wet in the Tri-Cities. We'll talk about the Storm Tracker Futurecast coming up.